I've just landed. I'm on a very special business trip. My task is to analyze how companies are suddenly cutting the cost of business trips. Where could I learn more about that than at Frankfurt International Airport and Lufthansa? By asking whether they have a kind of monopoly on this flight route immediately gets me into a discussion with Lufthansa's senior vice president. That shows just how important the theme of business travel is for the airline. This morning I flew Lufthansa from Berlin to Frankfurt. Coach was full and business was fairly empty. Is this a trend you're currently experiencing?
We too are feeling the economic crisis, but the trend is not clear-cut. We have routes and times when business is very well booked, and other times when, of course, business is less in demand.
So I'd say they are noticing the crisis. I continue on to the car rental desk. Deutsche Welle, Carmen Meyer. I've reserved a car. I hope it's not too expensive.
It's a Ford Fiesta. Is that all right?
Is this the most reasonable price class?
Yes, it is.
Do customers frequently ask for smaller cars?
Yeah, extremely often. It didn't used to be that way, but it is at the moment.
Companies seem to be counting every euro.
So, here, Ms. Meyer, here's the key.
And then she tells me that many business travelers are now traveling in carpools.
Okay, prima. Dann wünsche ich Ihnen was, einen schönen Tag und Dankeschön. Alles Gute. Tschüss. Tschüss.
A little while later, I ask the commercial director of Hertz which companies are putting the brakes on costs the hardest.
Primarily, it's the big global companies where demand has fallen the most severely. Fortunately, on the other hand, we haven't seen a fall in bookings from small German companies at the moment.
But I've heard that Frankfurt lives from business travel. The city gets 3.3 million guests a year, and only a small fraction come for vacations. My next appointment is with the Carlsen Wagenlied Travel Company, which specializes in business trips. Here, some 1,000 employees cater to the individual travel requirements of clients like BASF and the Hypovereinsbank. The company says February was a catastrophe. Business fell by 36%. CWT isn't just present here in Germany, it caters to companies all over the world. Is saving on business travel a typically German phenomenon?
I don't think so, but I think when it comes to the extent to which it is done and the discipline involved, that makes the Germans world champions. Not just in exporting, but also in enforcing such measures. When I see my colleagues' statistics, Germany is suffering the most.
The entire German business travel market seems to have applied the brakes. Good evening, Carmen Meyer from Deutsche Welle. I've reserved a room and have an appointment with Mr. Singer. The Friedberger Warte Hotel caters primarily to business customers. The hotel manager says there is a considerable drop in bookings. What's on the menu today? Bouillon?
Yes, and we have pike perch and pork.
Some travelers are going to cheaper hotels. But this hotel isn't planning to slash prices. Mr. Singer, to what degree are people really trying to save money on accommodation?
We get people standing at reception who say they have travel guidelines that call for prices 20% under the contract rate. Can we do something about it? Things like that.
So people are trying to negotiate you downwards?
Yes, everyone actively.
Today, I try to spend as little as possible. And that's the trend for business travel, to keep a close eye on costs.